we go now.
I'm
Where's my
Here we go
thingy?
now.
It's Friday. It's Friday. Let's go live. We are live here. We're live with the
I love the
crew
dancing
at
thing.
Real Estate
Dancing Queens. Yes,
Unwrapped.
it's
Hey,
good.
hey,
all day.
welcome to Real
I do
Estate
salsa
Unwrapped.
merengue all day.
Unwrapped. Hey,
You guys are going to sing
Happy
until
Friday.
someone comes
Happy
in.
Friday.
All day, every
Why
day.
not? So we can wake up this crowd on this Friday afternoon. Let's go.
Here we go now.
It's Real
Welcome
Estate
to
Unwrapped.
Real Estate Unwrapped. What?
Hey,
Welcome to
let's
Real
go.
Estate Unwrapped. What?
Let's go.
Welcome to
Let's
Real
go.
Estate Unwrapped. What?
Let's go.
Welcome to
Hey.
Real Estate Unwrapped.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
Hey. There you go. We got, see?
Bang!
We got them in, Gigi.
Welcome to whoever came on.
Hey,
Come on in.
you are on Real Estate Unwrapped. We got 3 heads in here today. Let's go. It's Friday.
Good morning, guys.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
it's
Let's
Friday.
talk. Let's talk.
go.
Bonjour.
Let's go.
Let's
Buenos
Good
días.
morning.
Buenas tardes. Hello. Neho, ni hao, and hello to everyone. Welcome to a nice and fabulous day of Real Estate Unwrapped. It's summertime, folks. If you guys don't know, don't feel it, wear your shorts because you're going to feel real well.
It feels like it.
Hot out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
But
it's
you know
muggy,
what? You know what's also hot? We're hot because I can tell you right now,
Hey.
it's really a good
You know
one
what?
to talk about every single time.
Let's
What's
go.
up?
We're
What's up,
complaining, but it's summer.
Oh, I love it.
I love the
I
summer.
love it.
It's summer.
I love it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I
Summer
just don't
weather.
like when people have better tans than I do, but I enjoy it.
Hey, come on now. You just gotta. You can't hate the play, y'all. You gotta hate the game, bro. That's what it is, right?
Facebook says death outside. My God, it's hot. I
Death
know
outside?
it is 85 degrees out there from when the last time I was touching the grounds. So it is a hot day. But I tell you right now, I enjoy it. I love it. AC's on when I needed it on, so that's a good thing. But the market's doing well. My appointments are picking up as we speak, which is a good thing too. Getting to speak to customers and clients. Some are not really available. Some are not actually are ready to go. I got a lot of lookers as well, but you know what the point is? I enjoy going out there and helping out as many clients as possible to find their next home. So,
You gotta enjoy the weather out there. You gotta enjoy the weather, enjoy the time. I still can't believe we're already halfway through the year, to be honest.
I'm not even looking at it that way, Noah.
I'm still.
The last thing I want is.
Here
thing I need to do is start thinking about Christmas.
Don't you dare! I can't even stand. You know, it's one thing I can't stand when people start bringing up holidays that are way too far in advance, man. Come on! How dare you? How dare you?
I apologize. It's my fault. It's my fault. My fault. I'll take that.
We got it right
guys,
here.
can we talk about something?
My fault.
Gigi, first of all, you look like you were in a separate conversation on your phone. Second of all,
I'll take that.
I'll
take that.
To staying cool when showing in this heat. We got a question right now, Gigi. Hold on a second. Any tips?
Oh wait. This is coming from Joshua.
In this heat.
This comes from Joshua.
You got any tips?
Any tips staying cool when showing in this heat?
Gigi's confused. So common sense isn't always common. Here's a tip that I would say. Always go out there with a nice big bottle of water because it is hot. You don't want to dehydrate, catch a headache, and wear a hat. Wear a hat too. Protect that head.
Sir.
Now Gigi got tips. Go
ahead, Gigi. What's your tip?
I have a contraption that I bought on Amazon, which I did not bring with me today. It's actually a adjustable little fan that you can charge with a USB, and it has 3 different speeds. You just put it on your neck, just hangs there. It's adjustable. It blows on your face, and that's it. You're not getting any.
Not happening.
Right? I have it.
I am not wearing that. That's not happening. I would probably bring a towel.
On the way to appointments, I've used it. Trust me.
On the way to a
it's called menopause, guys. I know.
Not happening. Not wearing.
Look, you know what? I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree on this one. Not that it ruined. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July, but business-wise, yes, it actually did kind of mess things up, threw a wrench in there, right? Because then everybody's Monday turned into Wednesday. I mean, everybody's Wednesday turned into Monday, and it's just a short week. It's like
That's
already we're
horrible.
back on the weekend. I know
Horrible.
some people are like, that's what I want. Long weekends.
Yeah.
There you go, Gigi. Look, you're getting some love.
Got a little fan there.
I know.
Joshua, it's good seeing you, man. How you doing, brother?
Cool.
So I'll use anything to keep cool. I have a big ass fan. It's called big ass fan.
You know,
for this thing.
I'll take that, but I wouldn't use it. But I'll take
what
that.
What is it called? Banico?
I use it.
Banico. Banico, right? That's what it's called. Banico.
I think so.
Anywho,
I have no idea.
Your Spanish is better than mine.
Can we pull up the ABCs? 1, 2, 3.
It's easier than 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Pull up the ABCs.
Are you talking about this, my friend?
Okay, we got it. Very
yes,
good.
Sir. So we're talking about the ABCs of prospecting to contract, right?
That's what, oh my God. Contract. So it's lead conversion
it's a great
time,
topic.
Guys.
Yeah, it's a great topic. Honestly, you know, you're out there looking for prospects, you're out there waiting for prospects, you're out there buying your prospects, whatever you're doing. You know, honestly, prospects are contacts. You know, if you look at it that way, and it's an easy and hard thing to do for a lot of folks. For those who are secret agents, understand what I'm about to say. You don't like to talk to anyone. Okay, so talking to someone, saying hello to someone, saying to someone, hey, listen, how's your day? How's your week? How's your month? It's not a hard thing to do. It's just the next portion of your own job, your own prospecting job is, are you a renter? Are you an owner? Or are you ever thinking about doing anything for real estate? And last but not least, how can I help you make a real good real estate decision this year? I mean, I actually find myself, I talk to a lot of folks. When I first started real estate, and I have to say this, when I first started, I was an introvert. I'm not really interested in talking to a lot of folks. And as I produced and as I grew in the industry, I found that it's easier, and it's not that hard to talk to someone. It's not that hard. And even the introverts themselves are, like, oh my God, why is he even talking to me? Or, like, oh my God, please don't say nothing to me. But you just have to ask engaging questions. That's all it takes. Once you ask those engaging questions, let them answer. Have that answer go out. And then basically from there, do the little dance that you need to do to be able to go from a contact to a lead. So my idea as a contact, and it's whether it's challenged or not, but it's always the same. It's any living, breathing human being that is out there, adult human being in our industry is a contact. Any single person. So a person that says hello to you, a person that curses you out, a person that says, who's this? A person who, like, aw, a person that says anything to you in that sense is a contact. And how you do it, either on the phone or by a person, it's always a contact. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, no, I think outside of it just being a contact, though, it's what you do with it. It's an opportunity, right? So I just want to jump on this in the sense of, as far as the prospects go. So we're generating prospects. There's probably some people on here that aren't, maybe they're not as seasoned agents as we think they are, or maybe they aren't. But I want to ask you guys, what are some areas that you, I guess, go to get prospects? How do you generate leads? Right. Let's start there.
It's like people that have expressed somewhat an interest in products that you're selling. Okay. No, it doesn't mean they're ready. It doesn't mean they're just a contact. It's someone that came in and expressed an interest in something that you presented. Definitely, once you do a little bit of marketing, people that come to open houses, people that decide they want to see one of your listings, people that definitely, through efforts of different marketing or very little effort, if you have a CRM backed up by a nice website, you're going to get leads that are prospects because they're interested in, or they saw something they think they're interested in.
Agree. How about you, Iz? Where do you get your prospects from? Every
single person I talk to. Because again, it goes back to what I said. Every living, breathing human being that's out there. Correct. For me, prospects, again, is people that you need to talk to a lot of people, in other words, for you to get one lead out of that.
Yeah.
So, to make it genuine, to make it right, exactly. What about yourself, Ed? What do you do?
So I love doing open houses. As you can tell, I like being in front of people. I just like communicating and engaging with people. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, and sometimes I'll actually stand outside by my open house sign if it's nice out, and see people walk by. They'll stop
Yep.
and look, and I'll stop them right there. If they stopped and look, to your point, that's an opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to say hello, right? If nobody's at my open house at the current time, then why not stand outside where your sign might be? People might walk by. I can't tell you how many times I've people watched and saw between an hour or an hour and a half of an open house slot that maybe 5 people took a picture of the ad, right? What does that mean? It's an opportunity now for you to put something in front of these individuals. So besides just maybe that listing, what if you had multiple listings, right? Put more listings on there, right? What if they're not just looking in this particular area? What if they're looking in other areas, right? That's how I would utilize those signs, and try to get more signs. I remember attending this event not too long ago where they brought this up. We had an agent in our office that I actually learned that from too. They had
Mm-hmm.
literally 20, 30, 40 signs, and they would put out these signs for an open house. Some people might say, holy cow, how long is that going to take you an hour? But what if you put out those signs and you get people that are coming by and again asking questions? So an hour before your open house, you spend an hour prospecting, easy prospecting. People are just coming by. You put out a sign. Oh, how much is that going for?
Can I make an emphasis that, because we know, I want to make sure like we talk to also people that have really no idea what we do in the back, not just showing. It's like at that point those are prospects because we have actually gotten their contact information, whether it's an email, phone number, email and phone number, and social media handle, whatever we can get would be a way of contacting them back and then keeping in touch with them and hopefully bringing them items of value that would keep them going with your conversation with you, and hopefully, as we're talking about converting today, like them pulling the trigger whether they want to buy or sell, right?
So I wonder, and help me out with this, guys. Maybe I've always said this in different ways. Gigi, what you just said sounds like you're making sure you have a lead in comparison to just the way I just said it and how everybody else is saying it. It's just talking to people as a contact. So if you're just talking to someone, you don't have their contact information, right? Yeah, are they good enough as a contact? Maybe you're not. But then
What's the
when
value
you
in
get their
that? I mean,
information, but once you
yeah,
get their information, it becomes the lead in that sense, right?
right.
Okay. Because
Yeah, and once
my
they
idea of a
express,
lead, right?
yeah,
Exactly. My
and,
idea of a lead is a person who's expressing the idea of wanting to do something with real estate
so
in
sure,
that sense.
that lead or prospect, anybody that express some sort of interest, whether it's now or later, or they're considering, or like sometimes just browsing, that's a level of interest. And as long as I have a contact information, yeah, that's to me that's something that is most likely viable until they tell me to either go to hell or I have no way of reaching them again,
Or heaven?
after. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what it is. That's
Okay.
all, and then this is where is to me working with agents, and I had a workshop yesterday again in our Forest Hills branch where what it takes to actually convert someone who actually came to you with a what looks like an interest in one of our properties, whether it's MLS or anything, and then asking to even see that property. And the time you receive the lead from the time you're contacting them, and are they actually, you're trying to contact them, are they open to picking up the phone, are they not? What is, to me, it's like speed to lead. It's like I'm so sorry, the
It's
longer you're
cool.
going to wait for a lead. I'm live, I'm so sorry. The door is closed, but it's still coming in. The longer you're going to wait to contact that lead, I guess, the colder, the interest for that person to talk to you will be to talk to you. I'm not saying the interest in real estate. So it's really important for agents out there to know that yes, you need to contact if that person reach out to you. Don't wait 2 days to contact them.
Correct.
You
You
know,
always have to
if
be
you
quick on
can
that.
get notification, we have plenty of technology where we can get notifications on our phones each time somebody reaches out, and that's for us to be up to us to set it up so we can actually get in touch as soon as we can. And even if we cannot directly speak to that person, there are ways to communicate. Send a text and an email, say, here, I'm in an appointment, I'll talk to you in 20 minutes, I'll talk to you in an hour, so on and so forth. And this is where the biggest problem lays in our industry, is the time between, like when the lead reaches us and when we're calling them back. Unfortunately, it's that.
No, it's true.
Same thing with when we do open houses, following up on those open houses. You do an open house on Sunday, and now you're going to call back people on a Wednesday. You know how many opportunities you're going to miss there?
Yeah. No, it's true. You have to be on top of it. Everything has to happen within 24 to 48 hours. If they're attending your open house and you're telling them you're going to contact them and follow up with them, has to happen within the first 24 to 48 hours of contact. However, when they reach out to you on the phone, yes, you do have to be quick. So that all depends on you. Remember, this is your business. You have to set that up. You have to generate it. So make it happen. Like you guys were saying, we're collecting prospects, right? That's what we're doing. The opportunity is for us to engage, meet people, try to prospect and see, hey, who is sticking their hand up and saying, as a matter of fact, yes, Israel, yes, Gigi, I am interested in real estate, right? And now we start to filter through these people. So now we're starting to see, okay, next step, right? So that's what we're going through, the ABCs. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Prospects.
Sure.
We got the prospects. We filtered through them. Now we have a potential lead. So how would we now manage to go through that lead? Like, how do you now classify the sense of urgency for that lead?
As far as, do you know, again, have you been able to talk to them in person? Have you been able to have a conversation? Do you know where they're at? I mean, if you're lucky enough for them to pick up the phone or respond to an email or a text, then it's your opportunity for you to engage into a conversation. Engage. So by not chit-chatting, asking the regular questions, some of them might be a total turn-off. Do you have a pre-approval? It's not, no, it's like get deep into the person, you don't have to be friends, you don't have to be their friends, but ask pertinent questions that's going to help you understand their journey in real estate.
Yeah.
Right? To me, that's what I think. So I think for people that need a little bit of that when it comes to having real estate conversation, the Ford acronym, is a pretty interesting concept. If you remember what that is.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Ford. We do. Yes,
that's what you were
easy.
asking.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with that. Yes,
I am.
So Ford, in essence, when you're actually speaking to a prospect,
like you don't have.
When it comes to buyers, it's pretty much your family, your occupation, your recreation, and your dreams, right, or desires, right?
Yeah.
Right. The sellers will become buyers anyway, so it's the same thing.
And you need to know what drives them, what's going on with their life, what's their plan, how far along, and it could be, then you can discuss the financial and so on and so forth. And I think this is something that you can apply at even when you're going to go to a networking event to get to know the person, to see, even when we go on networking events, same thing with people. Potential affiliates and so on and so forth, or people we want to do referral business with, whether the agents or other vendors. I think the same type of, they're not questioning. You use a conversation to bring out some point of interest for you, so you can further the relationship. I think to me that's very simple. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's like open up the conversation, so you want to know how, what is that prospect's journey as far as when it comes to real estate purchasing or selling, what it looks like, how far along are they, how prepared are they, what's their level of interest, what are their dreams, do they have one, are they just looking, are they just like not sure yet. They're just people, so we have to go with that human side. And it's true, it requires a little bit of skills. You have to be comfortable asking some questions and be appropriate. You can't go to a stranger and say, yo, how many kids you have? What's your income right now? No, it's not like that. So it does take a little bit of skill. You have to find the right moment to ask the right question.
I think what helps when speaking to leads is actually asking either the LP Mama version of it or just the ALM version of it.
That too.
This
But
way you can actually determine their motivations to find out exactly how they are. In the scale of 1 to 10, you can find out how they are as far as buyers or how they are as sellers. You certainly want to see what their plans are in that sense. So if you find out by that, with the ALM, with LP and Mama version of it, that will help you out too. For those that do like to talk, you obviously build rapport in your conversation. But for those that don't like to talk, that's also a good way for you to get the information that you're looking for, right? I've gone through scripts where
there are so many tools we can use. I mean, the LP Mama definitely can contain the components of the family, occupation, recreation, and dream, the FORD acronym. Like all those components should be included in your scripts to qualify. But the scripts just to help you with those conversations. That's all it is, really all that, And that's the hardest thing I'm seeing for newer agents to understand. They feel it like it's just a script, but it's really not. Those are just like those safety nets to help you navigate the conversations and help out, consumers out there.
I think it's just naturally that we tend to focus on reasons for us not to want to do things. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what it could come down to. If you don't want to do something, no one's going to make you do it. If you want to do something, you're going to do it. But to your point, practice the scripts, right? Internalize it, then make it your way. But I did want to share something with you guys that I ended up looking at when I attended one of these training events. But they had said that statistically, check this out. So if you're working with leads that you're getting, whether they're phone call leads, Zillow leads, whatever leads you're getting, right?
Emails,
paid leads, right? 92% of all buyers start their search online. So what does that mean? If you're generating marketing campaigns, we need to start going online. You know who right now is the number one search engine for looking at properties?
Zillow.
Google.
Okay.
And they know that. And they're waiting to
people
capitalize
start with
the
Google.
market.
Yeah.
Everyone's on Google. So what does that mean? Paid advertisement, chances are the biggest bang for your buck you're going to get is on Google. Okay? So if you haven't already, there are some classes, I'm sure, like free training programs that you can learn on Google to learn about pay per ad clicks and all that good stuff. So if you're investing, honestly, you should do it yourself. It is time consuming, but as we said last time in previous trainings, as a realtor, we always claim to be busy, being busy, and all we got to do is make time for it. So I recommend you do that. But here we go.
But it comes down to the same thing. You got to convert those. You can pay, and what do you do with it if you don't convert?
I know. But you figure, remember when you're starting to lose money on something, you start to do stuff, right? Like, so if you're paying for ads, at some point, you're going to start to call these people and you're going to start to reach out or pick up the calls or try to engage, because now you're coming out of pocket. You locked in a contract. If you go on Zillow and you try to get a lead program subscription, minimum subscription is 6 months. Minimum that I've paid myself was about $250 pre-COVID. Who knows what it is after COVID, right? So you're going to pay for it. If you start paying for it, now you're actually going to be enticed, in my opinion, to do work. Because if you give somebody a bunch of stuff for free, they're going to take it for granted. There's no appreciation. They didn't build appreciation on it, right? They didn't go through the trenches to enjoy the fruits of their labor. If you're paying for it, it's a completely different story. So let me just finish this point real quick, and you got it, Gigi. So if 92% of all buyers go online and they start their search online, crazy, 70% of them work with the first agent they meet, as long as they don't drop the ball and follow up.
That's the key.
As long as they don't drop the ball and follow up. 70%.
And do you have the stats? Do you have the stats on real estate agents not dropping the balls? That's the sad thing. We don't have that. We don't have that stat. And then this is very difficult, and we're not blaming anyone. This is where it gets difficult. How to not drop the ball and how to convert. And the things to do and keep on bringing. I think dropping the ball could be as simple as not bringing value to your prospect in your follow-up. Yes. That could be as simple as that. If you're just gonna call them back and say, "Oh, I'm just checking in,"
you don't want to do that. So here's what you do, right? So here's what you do. We're not gonna call and say, "Hey, my name is Ed with eXp Realty. Listen, Gigi, I was just following up. I was just checking in on you. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I was spying on you on my CRM, and I saw you clicked on this property last night at 2:30 in the morning, 5 times. You looked at it 5 times. No, we're not going to do that, right? So here's what we're going to do. Go back to your database, right? Go back to all those people that you were scared of calling. It doesn't even matter. You know what? They become practice for you now. So you go back to that, and you're going to recreate your database, and you're going to go one by one. You're going to call these people, and this is what you're going to do. Hey, Gigi, listen, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping the ball on you.
Yeah. Right?
I know you were interested in looking at properties over in Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan area, and I wanted to get these properties over to you, right? Hey, listen, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping the ball on you. I wanted to make sure I wasn't letting you down. I know you were interested in looking at properties. Okay, I know you were interested in buying in Brooklyn, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping the ball on you. I wanted to, that's it. That's what it comes down to. So then now you can engage with these individuals and say, hey, you know what? I am still looking. No, I bought already. But now you're going to filter through these people because, again, not everybody that reaches out to you is going to be purchasing in the next 5 days.
Of course.
Okay. Some of these people have to be in your database, and some of these people might be looking to buy 2 years from now, 1 year from now, 3 years.
Right. Those are nurture, and you need to apply a different approach. And that's why, in your conversation, you need to know where you're going to place them in your little sorting, your CRM, and what kind of conversations you're going to have. And I think it's very important. You're going to have the same script with everybody. It cannot be the same narrative with everyone.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true.
And bringing value is also like, I think it goes back to staying curious and being aware of our market and understanding some of our clients, keeping some notes on them. I like to look at updates on MLS. I like to read articles that pop up in my email and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll be resharing that info with a couple of the prospects and say, here, you know what? Oh, I was just reading this article and just wanted to share it with you. Doesn't mean it's like I'm following up. I think at this point, like in your search of listing or selling or whatever, it would be great. Let me share with you, and I'll give you a call if you have a second. I think it would help you in your basically what you're trying to do right now. Read it. I'll give you a call like tomorrow, and let's see what you think of it, and let's see if this is something that could help you. Like, I'm just giving an example, like, because I've read some things, I've seen some things. I'm like, oh, you know what, this could apply for this person. Let me share with them. And the fact that you're thinking of them for something, and everybody is human, they want to be remembered, they want to feel special. So if you can, of course, you're going to have a database of 5,000 people. That's not going to be manageable on a personal level, like a real workable database. I think that should be accomplished, and this is something that you want to do. You want to narrow down your database to something manageable, so you can really give as much service as possible to each individual. Mic drop. That's what I think.
I hear the sirens in the background. Wow.
I don't know. I mean, it's that.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
You can't be working with everyone on the same level of professionalism, with the same.
Not everyone's gonna work with you, and the people that do, just work with them the best of your ability. Because if you can work one deal and get one other transaction out of it, and if you steadily do that with every single transaction that you have, you will have consistently flowing business, whether you're a listing agent. Listen, some of us, again, okay, I know it takes a lot of work, but you know what? You're a listing agent, you get a buyer that comes in, direct buyer. That could be another transaction that you can use. Spend some time. If you're like the top notch, then get a buyer's agent, right? Then you start building a team, you get a buyer's agent to do the work.
That's a different story. Yeah.
But that's what you have to focus on, right? Everybody has to start from somewhere. Mark Zuckerberg met with 5 of his friends and created the Facebook network. Now it's what? The largest country in the world, if not the third.
And the friends are not there. The 5 friends are not.
And the 5 friends are gone, right? So what does that mean? You got to start somewhere. Put yourself out there. If you're going to places, open houses, you have a listing, start to do it. Meet with the buyers. Sometimes a neighbor might come in. That might be someone who's thinking about selling, right? So you're adding them to your pipeline.
But it goes beyond that. Like, once you capture that person, you're in communication, you start taking them out, or you start working on the listing. This doesn't mean that this is the end of your journey. There's still some steps that you have to take so you don't drop the ball again. It's like, okay, you're in communication, you bring some value, they want to keep on talking to you, you're taking them out. And now you also have to make sure that you don't waste their time, don't waste your time, and show them exactly what they can afford and what they want. That's another one too. That's another one.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you also, with that understanding of their real estate journey, have good affiliates that can help you in that process. You know how many misunderstood communications with a loan officer? Just had one right now. Just had one, and it's just like, it pains me. It's like we have different products with different criteria, especially in the co-op market that we have in New York. Criteria for lending are not the same as what would apply for a house. And how many the same conversation you're going to have with a vendor? It's like, dude, I need those ratios to be much lower than a purchase for a house. And don't try to convince me otherwise, because we're selling hundreds of co-ops a year. As collectively, right? So I said, come on. So that's what it is. Like, make sure you, like, as much as you can help the buyer, especially a buyer or seller in the journey, with the right affiliates. Same thing when you're gonna have an attorney, and if you're gonna have a seller, you're gonna have an offer accepted. They're gonna work with an attorney, and that attorney might not be cooperating. I've seen attorneys that have their not even paralegals handling a deal, and things fall apart because of lack of experience, of lack of understanding of certain situations. And that is to the detriment of the consumer, of the seller, and the buyer in turn.
Yeah.
So all those components, let's not drop the ball at all those different stages.
Yeah, you have to be
Of course.
consistent. Everybody wants somebody to hold their hand through the transaction,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Israel, you tell me.
nice.
You guys are fine. I mean, it's you guys are hitting it there.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
nothing.
What problems have you guys ran into earlier in your career, as far as once you get then you get the people, you show them exactly what they want. Did you get any hurdles in asking for an offer?
Um,
No.
no.
Oh, you
In
guys
the
are too good.
beginning,
That's not fun.
no. It's it's
That's-
not. It's not. I wouldn't say it like that, right? It's just, you know what it is? Like, I guess when you always mention to kind of probe somebody, right? Like, that's what it felt like. You were asking them
Mm-hmm.
questions about what they're looking for, right? We used to have the buyers, for example, if we're talking about a buyer's lead list. Remember that? When you
yeah.
had like
Mm-hmm.
a list of questions that you would go through. So, what was that? That list of questions was always going to be the answers that you need to find this person the right property. The problem was that not too many people followed that question list, right? So if you weren't going through the qualification list and you weren't properly qualifying your buyers, then yes, to your point, G, there would be some obstacles, right?
And
So if
that's dropping the ball to me. That's on you.
yeah, that
I
is
don't
on,
want to sound like this super aggressive person, but
no,
sometimes you got to revert that pointed finger back to you and
correct.
say, what the hell did I do there or not do?
I remember one of my when I was a young
But
whippersnapper. Uh, I remember a boss of mine used to say, "Don't ever point." He used to say, "Don't ever point your finger at someone because remember, your hand is pointing three fingers back." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "There's always
yeah,
potentially more people pointing fingers at you." And I'm like, "Holy cow!" Always stuck in my mind, right? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you always have to look at yourself, right? And to your point, Gigi, I learned that this was my story. I'll keep it short. Was I met a buyer, thought he was qualified. He said he was qualified. He showed me a pre-approval, but it wasn't him. It had somebody else's name. Showed him 9 houses. By the time I finished showing him the
oh,
ninth house, I realized I was wasting my time. Right. So guess what? Since that moment forward, I went back to that list and I always asked the questions to make sure that they were
exactly. Yeah.
qualified because I didn't want to go wasting my time. So that man taught me a lesson. That was a lesson for me, you know.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I think those lessons are necessary. I think you need to have to make those mistakes sometimes to really understand. Because if you're just going to try to avoid the mistakes, I don't think it gets to you so deep. It doesn't hurt what it needs to hurt. So, yes, it's okay to take a buyer 9 times, show them stuff, and they're not qualified because you're going to really understand the process. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with agents, taking buyers right away. I feel like we all need the experience. The more experience, the more appointment we get, the more contact with the public, the consumer, the prospects, the better it
Yeah,
is. You definitely we learn from our mistakes. We're not immune to it, and it's okay.
correct.
It's okay as long as you do not hurt the consumer, hurt yourself a little bit, but like walk the trenches, feel it out. Make a little bit of mistakes. It's okay, but just do it. That's it. That's my philosophy. I've made many
That,
mistakes. I still make many
that's how you
mistakes.
learn.
I still put my foot in my mouth. It's okay. I'm vulnerable. I own it. I'm not ashamed. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Very
She
true.
kept it real and funky right there. We
Yeah.
all
Huh?
make mistakes.
And
All make
it's
mistakes.
okay. And I think those are good lessons to have. I mean, instead of
And
beating yourself over the head and say, "Oh my God, I didn't do this. I'm so stupid."
yeah,
No, it's like,
but
okay, this is what happened. Yeah,
naturally we've been pre-programmed from that. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but long story short,
I
we're
know.
pre-programmed with that through the education system that we've gone through. So whenever you make a mistake, it's looked at in a negative way. The way it should be looked at is these are learning curves, these are your learning obstacles. You made a mistake because you didn't know. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is if you stay down, then yes, you're done. When you quit, you've lost. But if you continue to get up and move forward, at some point you're going to learn. I don't remember how many times it took, what was it, Edison to invent the light bulb, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't created on the first time.
Thousands,
You know what I
thousands.
mean?
Yeah, this guy was,
So
really, yeah, really
so
tried.
look,
Yeah.
right now is the time. Halfway through the year, as we mentioned last time, go back to your goals, review them, see where you're at. Right now is the time to readjust. And based off of that, it's the summer season, and a lot of us are staying home or enjoying the time with the family or the kids. So, what I would recommend is go back to your database, go to your sphere of influence, and let's touch up on these folks. Let them know, hey, listen, either A, I know I dropped the ball and I do want to apologize because you know what? I wasn't staying on top and doing my job, and I want to make sure I provide excellent service.
Let's put emphasis in that it's okay to apologize.
Of
I think a
course.
lot of agents feel certain way. They don't even contact the person back because they're ashamed. I think
Don't
the
be.
"I'm sorry" script is a fantastic idea. I love you,
Yeah,
Brian Buffini. I think that was it. There's the one who brought it up or something like that. Even Mike
yeah,
Ferry, that I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I dropped the
that's
ball
it.
script. It's fine. And
It's
to
okay.
me, it's okay.
We're people.
At least be
Life
man,
happens.
women up. They say man up, but whatever. Like just own to your flaws, to your
Yeah, that's it.
shortcomings. Why not?
And people love that. Like think about it, right? I know some people like to kick you when you're down, but I'm saying, like, if you actually apologize, how many people have actually continued to say, no, no, you still did this? And it's like, but you apologize. They're not going to continue to emphasize. They're going to say, okay, you know what? No big deal. It happens. Let's move forward, right? And you
Sure.
never know. Give it a shot. You might get some leads out of this. They might say, hey, you know what? Actually, yeah, thanks for calling. It's funny you called because so and so that I know is looking to do something real estate related. And now you're there. So don't be shy. Reach out, say hello,
Right.
and let them know.
Yeah.
My
So
bad.
even if you drop the ball at any stage, there is room for rectification. There is room for learning, improvement. And again, like still, like I kept on saying it at the beginning of the year, work with more intentions. And I think the agents that are going to make it as well as they did last year or better, and I'm
Mhm.
having those conversations with agents, are those that are more intentional. So intentional in the sense that they're gonna take some very little steps. It's not gonna be a dramatic change, but they intentional in things they're doing. They're gonna adopt one or two new things into their marketing, into their prospecting technique,
Mhm.
into how they run their business in general, and they're gonna implement that one or two extra steps and or
Yeah.
just focus on one extra, like saying I have all those different ways of finding leads. I was talking to a big listing agent, and she actually was telling me I'm now using the CRM that my brokerage is offering, and I'm just doing one thing with it, one thing. And you know how much it helps me, like understanding and getting in touch back with my database this year. And this is really what I'm focusing on. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg when it comes to technology offered, but
Yeah.
just using this and really working on it is really helping me ride that wave this year.
Mhm.
And I'm like, this is brilliant. This is it. You get
Mhm.
it. This is intentional and you're working it. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Let's make it happen this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, we're supposed to be mentioning that link, aren't we? For the 4 week
For
training
this
session that we
personalities,
got.
yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
So we only have a few
Oh,
more minutes before we finish this, so let's
You
just
want
talk
to
about
talk
that right
about
now.
that?
Yeah. So we're actually in several weeks from
do
now. We're actually going to
you
be having a great
are we
session
gonna
that I think
use
that most people actually need to get into. It's a great way for you to figure out who you're speaking with. When you're asking questions and you actually are interacting with someone. And what I'm speaking about is pretty much the disc personalities. For those who haven't done it, or I think you should do it again. We're about to look for that link for you so that you can actually try it out. And then once you get there, again, just stay tuned. We're gonna actually go through it individual letters, and so you can actually determine what type of person you're speaking to, what type of person you are as well in this personality.
So which one are you using? The Workman Success. That's good. So I actually use this. I use this on Wednesday with the new SYEP interns that we got. And those kids heard of it. Some of them are in early, like in second year of college or so on and so forth. And they've heard it in their psychology class and stuff like that. And it's a 10-minute, 15 minutes max assessment. It's not a big test. There are no wrong answers. And it's to those young adults, it was like a great self-discovery to me, because we studied it so long. I know what they were fitting into. And it also gave me, and it's a pretty accurate, it's pretty much on the nose. I think it's a better one than a lot of those tests that are out there. It's free, first and foremost. They're not like shrinking down. It's really well put together, and it's pretty accurate. And if you want to pay for it, you'll get the 70-page report. That's going to be like a big eye opener. It's like, oh my God, this is me. I'm like, wow, I know it's me. Like, this is my, my flaws. This is my strength. This is, but it's good. Take it, because it's a fun topic, and it's a fun way of knowing who you are and how you can deal with others. And it's giving you an insight on the other personalities as well.
I'd recommend play with it, have fun with it. Okay, this isn't pertaining to just real estate. This is an exam that'll help you, like Gigi said, realize the type of personality you are, and then working with individuals, right? Some of us, to keep it funny, some of us have difficulties communicating with our significant others. Once you take this exam, you'll learn how to communicate with your significant other, and you'll learn the type of personality they are. And then things will start to make a little more sense.
Which leads me to, I was reading something last night. You know what is the number one cause of divorce? It's not
miscommunication.
Infidelity. Yeah, it's not money, it's not infidelity. It's the lack of knowledge on how to communicate with your partner. And that is how you create 100%. A divide that is going to be wider and wider. And again, it's psychologists are really encouraging people to be more intentional in working on the communication with your life partner. So it would be the same thing with your life partner, with your coworkers, with your children, with your friends, with your family, with your prospect.
It's the business
thing.
Same 100%. Thing. You're dealing with people.
Yeah.
So take the exam.
Take the assessment. Yes, the coding assessment is not an exam. It's fun.
We're going to start our first session. Israel, when's the first session that we're going to kick off? The date?
It's going to be, actually at the end of this month.
Yeah. The end of this month. I believe it's the last week of this month.
Yeah. All right. For July 28th.
So we're going to keep promoting this every Friday as we tune in. Definitely be sure to tune in. The last week of July, we're going to kick off a 4-week session of this personality program. We're going to have fun with it. We've done it in the very beginning 2 years ago, but we're going to revamp it and kill it.
I'm going to post my results.
What I love about this is that the first time we did this, we've actually done this twice.
Yeah.
And every time we've done it, we've had such a great reaction.
Yes.
From everyone that watches it, from everyone that does the test and everything else like that. And this is a really good session. I'm glad that we're doing this one more time so that everybody gets a good refresher on it.
So I will post the PDF.
Should we post it or
I will post it on Real Estate Unwrapped group. I will post it.
Before we take the exam, I think what we should do is that we should take the exam and then ask people what do they think is all of our personalities before we actually post it.
That's going to be fun.
That's a good one.
That should be a poll. That should be a poll that we should put out there. Can you guess our personality? And then let's see if we can have fun with it. But don't post our results yet. And then maybe the day of we'll post it.
Yeah.
Maybe the day of we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Have fun, guys.
We'll pick a poll.
Use,
Maybe we'll do a raffle. Should we do a raffle with the poll?
You know what? I have an extra copy of the book Start With Why by what's his name?
Simon Sinek.
Simon Sinek, yeah. Who wants this one? It's an extra brand new copy. I don't know why I received 2 copies. So I have an extra copy that I haven't given out.
We should raffle them off the day we do the personality and see if people can guess our personalities.
I agree. Well, folks, the music is on, and it's time for us to go. So as I did last time, cut it out.
No, man, come on. You can't do that.
One more time. Cut it out. All right. So I want to wish everybody
in the 90s, okay?
Hey,
you need to leave that in the 1900s.
Man. I love the 90s.
You gotta leave that in the 1900s, okay?
So I want to wish every single person out there, stay safe, stay cool. Come to every open house that is out there.
Come to our open house. Israel and I have a big open house.
Yes,
every
open house coming up.
Come to our open house.
That's right.
Huge. It's gonna be huge.
Huge.
I'll be in Forest Hills, Kew Gardens, and everywhere. Actually, just nice as well. So
nice.
All right.
I'm leaving on Sunday on a 14-hour drive to Florida.
You driving?
That's on you, man. You could have taken. You could take the plane.
I thought you were flying. Wait a minute.
Nah, hell no. I'm driving down, guys. So wish me luck on the road.
Oh man,
let me just praise
you right now. Let me praise you right now.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great.
Oh my god.
I'm hitching a ride. I became a hitchhiker and I hitched the ride of Florida.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, enjoy it. Stay safe. And
all right.
I wish everyone a great and wonderful day and weekends.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Be good. Be safe. Until
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.